Good evening, everybody. How you doing? Welcome to another episode of the Ruby Girl Podcast with your favorite Ruby Girl, Coach K. I'm in the house. I got a crew with me today. I love when I have a crew because I could really make y'all share and I can bully y'all and make comments and all that stuff like that. No, just kidding. I am here with these fantastic women entrepreneurs. When I tell you, I always talk about get in the room with Coach K. Coach K has got in the room with some phenomenal women, women that are business minded, women that understand the importance of collaboration, and they understand the importance of operating business at a God level. And so I am honored, ladies, to be your host tonight. I feel like I'm the smallest in the room, but we know there's no small, there's no big in the kingdom. We're all doing what God has called us to do. And we know in the end, we got to be responsible for our calling. So before we get started, I want y'all to go on my page, find this video. It should be streaming, and I want y'all to share it on your page. And I'm going to give $1 million commercial, but I'm going to do it for free tonight. So once again, I'm Coach K. I am the founder of the Proverbs 31 brand, the Ruby Girl brand. Who can find a virtuous woman for her price is far above the price of a ruby? So, ladies, this special is for you. It makes you rare, virtuous, and valuable. So, I want you to connect with me on rubygirl.net. I got ebooks on there, and I would love for you to get a t shirt and start representing your new identity as a Proverbs 31 woman. And I got an AI masterclass coming up. It starts, I believe, next week. If next week, the 17th. Yep, it starts the 17th. And so in the AI masterclass, when I tell you we're gonna learn how to do some commercials, we're gonna learn how to get your AI personalized for you. Let me tell you this real quick, y'all. So I was kidding around with a friend and I said, girl, I'm almost about to cut curse. She said, you don't know how. I said, well, I'm gonna ask Chat GPT. Chat GPT acted like my mom and said, no, you don't want to do that because of your brand. So you need to find better words to say. Can I suggest some words for you? So that's how well my AI knows me. He won't even allow me to ruin my brand. So get in the room with Coach K. If you go to rubygirl.net and you click on classes, you can get in my AI masterclass, and I have a payment plan. But tonight, I'm talking to these amazing women once again. But I'm changing the spotlight, Dr. Natasha. Are you okay with me changing the spotlight tonight?
Yes, ma'am, absolutely.
Okay, but first, before I change the spotlight, I need y'all to introduce yourself. And I want to start with Coach C, also known as Miss Charmaine.
Hello, everybody. Good evening to each and every one of you. And I just want to say thank you so much for allowing us on your amazing platform. I'm super excited to be here, and I'm especially blessed because I'm able to have some incredible titanium partners along with me tonight. So I'm Charmaine Stephens, known as Coach C to everyone. I am your favorite business coach. I am known, also known as the ultimate entrepreneur. I've been in business for 13 years in June. Crazy, yes, I know, but I've been in business 13 years. My goal is as a business coach to take your brand from pain to profit. I've successfully coached all coaches and business owners from all over the world, and most recently we are launching our UE Global Summit in East Africa. So thank you for the opportunity to be here, and I'm super excited, and I cannot wait to dive in deep in our brand tonight.
I love your introduction and the information that you gave. 13 years and 10 years of giving a conference. That's a level of dedication. Truly,
Amen.
it's a level of dedication. So, Dr. Natasha, could you introduce yourself, please?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dr. K, for having us. Well, I'm a wife, a mom to three amazing and spoiled fur babies. I'm also an entrepreneur, a media strategist, a two-time best-selling author, and the founder of the Media Collective, where I help entrepreneurs turn visibility into revenue through strategic storytelling, media placements, and brand positioning. We do things like pitch writing and other PR-related services because at the end of the day, we truly understand that visibility is cute, but conversion is what pays the bills. I'm also the founder and CEO of Skincare by CMG, which is a luxury plant based skincare line rooted in education, self care, and intention. I also host my own nationally syndicated television show, Voices of Freedom, which amplifies powerful stories of resilience, leadership, and impact.
Amazing. How can we contact you?
To learn more about me or to work with me, you can find me at natashanorris.com.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, Miss Eureka.
Me. Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here today. I am Eureika Thomas. I'm a civil engineer by trade, but I am the owner of CEO Style, where I help women entrepreneurs become what? Bank ready. Meaning that we strengthen their structure, their credibility, their capital strategy. So guess what? They can access funding responsibly. And I turn those approvals into income generated assets on autopilot. So the real transformation is not just about the capital, it's about learning how to deploy it and how to using your business not only build legacy, but to build generational wealth for your children's children. So I'm excited to be here today. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for having us today. And you can find me on Instagram at CEO Style and my website, www.ceostyle.com.
All right. All right, Miss Eureka. She came on in the house with that introduction. Girl, that was rich. I think my bank account just grew listening to what you just said, girl.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
Miss Chassidy, you're next.
Yes, good evening, everybody, and thank you for having us on, Coach K. Yes, I'm Chassidy Grady, and I am a tax and business finance expert. And at my company, Grady Tax Plus, it is our number one goal to make sure that we are keeping the IRS out of your pocket so that you can live, number one, so that you can live a better life. Why? Because you deserve it. I go beyond just preparing tax returns. I make sure that your business finances are organized, managed, making sure that you keep more of it in your pocket, not out of the IRS. So if the IRS sends you a letter, you're dealing with the IRS, I'm the one who can help you with that. So that's a little bit about me. You can find me on Facebook at Chassidy Grady and on Instagram at I'm Chassidy.
All right. Thank you. All right. And one thing tonight, we're going to walk away with a lot of knowledge that we need for our business. And thank you, Chassidy. Miss Erica, I'm in your lane.
I saw what you did there. That was amazing.
What?
Well, hello, everyone. My name is Erica Lang. I'm the Chief Profit Officer at Global Profit Solutions, where we help entrepreneurs like you find a hidden profit in your business, price with power, and make data-backed decisions using facts, not your feelings. And so I've been in business for I won't say how many years because it'll start to age me. But I've been doing this for a number of years and I love each and every moment of it. And I will tell you that I'm an eight-time number one best-selling author and a certified international keynote speaker. And I love doing the work that I do because, quite honestly, your numbers matter and you have to make sure that you know them in order to be successful in your business. So I'm super excited. You can find me at All Things Global Profit SOS and globalprofitsolutions.com.
All right. Thank you, Miss Erica. That was
Mhm.
a real powerful introduction. All right. So we're going to switch the spotlight on who's going to be spotlighted tonight. So, Coach C, Miss Charmaine, tonight is your night. I think I'm going to make the show about you if you're all right about that. Are you okay with that?
Yes, ma'am. I am.
Okay, all right. So we're gonna test them 13 years of experience tonight. We're gonna see how well you flex just right on the fly. Okay? All right. So let's start with tell us about the Ultimate Entrepreneurship Seminar. What is it about?
So the Ultimate Entrepreneurship Seminar, well, the annual Ultimate Entrepreneurship Seminar was
I'm
founded in
sorry,
my
can I interrupt
hometown.
for 1 minute? Your sound is breaking up. Yeah.
Can you hear me okay now?
Uh-uh. You still got it's like breaking up. It's choppy.
Second for me.
Now, we're gonna have to talk about this audio. You got to line up now. You can't stop our interview. Yep, it sounds just a little bit, fuzzy, just a little bit. You want to adjust it and I'll come back to you?
Yeah, coming around to me. I'm going to join in from another browser.
Okay. All right. So, Dr. Natasha, tell us about yourself and how has your experience been with Coach C?
Yeah, before working with Coach C, I only had my skincare line. I was just asked to host, a television program. But I had this idea, right? This vision for this thing, right? That I was so passionate about because I saw there was a gap in within small businesses where they were becoming visible and being seen in all these places, but it wasn't, turning into money, right? They weren't converting. And I had hired a coach or two that left me feeling just confused. I lacked confidence, like all the things, because I just felt like, man, maybe this isn't the vision, right? And I told myself, I literally had a conversation, and I said, I will never hire another coach again. I will not do it. I won't spend another dime. And I don't know, I can't remember if it was a post or something on Facebook that I saw of Charmaine's, and I remembered meeting her at a conference, following her on Facebook um, and social media, and I reached out to her. And immediately she responded and was like, let's get on a call. And next thing you know, she was on a flight from Georgia to Dallas and spent 8 hours working with me. And she, when she left, and when we left that departed that day, it was like a complete mindset shift, right? And I had strategy and renewed confidence. And so it's just a level of clarity, intention, and refinement in how she approaches growth that really resonated with me. She doesn't just give you direction, she sharpens your thinking, and changes your mindset. And so it's like she sees beyond where you are and kind of calls you into who you're becoming.
Oh, wow. I like that. One key thing that stood out to me, you was talking about your lack of confidence. I don't see that. I see before me a confident businesswoman, and it has to be because of how Coach C has poured into your life and have brought you out. It's nothing like when a woman reaches her hand out to another woman and helps her rise up. So, what is it about Coach C that really made you connect? Not only that she was willing to come there, spend time with you, you could just look at that, okay, she's just doing her business, but it had to be a little bit more that made you really connect with her.
Absolutely. The first thing that kind of took me aback, and I was like, okay, nope, she's a person. Is she said, I was talking to her about the coaching and everything that happened, and she was like, wait a minute. She's like, you don't need another coach. You need strategy. And I don't know if I can't remember if we were on video or whatever, if she heard it in my voice, and she was like, no, I'm not saying that I don't want to coach you, but I'm not going to take your money for something that you don't need. And I'm like, well, okay, let's talk, because anybody else would have been like, oh yeah, go ahead and pay me umpty squat dollars and I'll help you. And then when she came to Dallas, I came all prepared. I had my bag, my tote with all the things, and walked in the office, and everything was laid out. A yearly planner, my strategy, snacks, I didn't even tell her what kind of coffee I drank. She had the perfect, I mean, everything was in place. So her intentionality, the way she pays attention, and her service, it just speaks volumes.
That's amazing. That's amazing. All right. Thank you, Dr. Natasha. So, Coach C, let's hear that audio. Audio check.
Listen, I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't at all. I came on here and I'm just, it just, I have to say I am honored. Thank you, Natasha, for giving me my flowers while I can smell them, and really just the love, the support, appreciation from each of these ladies. It's unmatched, but I do want to go back and introduce, and I apologize. Listen, I'm often a person that understands embrace speed and change. And when that happens, you have to be ready to pivot. So yeah, there's a sound issue, pivot. I keep multiple devices with me because you just never know. But you don't let it change you. You don't let it deter the way you're feeling, your presentation, any of that, because you always what have to keep moving no matter what. The show must go on. So I'll tell you a quick story. My first annual UE seminar, it was 10 years ago, and ironically, I ended up having a miscarriage right before I was getting ready to host the first event, the first UE seminar. So I had to end up rescheduling, and I was about ready to just say, you know what, I'm just going to throw in the towel because I didn't think mentally I was prepared. But God said when He gives you a vision, no matter what, you have to keep moving forward with the vision. So I went ahead and I hosted what was the first annual Ultimate Entrepreneurship Seminar. Didn't really have any idea what I was doing. I just knew that I had a passion, a burning desire, and I had people that was there ready to show up and get what I had to offer. So it was 27 people in the room. Long story short, we had a woman that was homeless at the time, won $1,000 that we gave away at the event. Multiple business owners came in, got what they need, launched. Several of the people in the room are now multiple 6 and 7 figure earners, all because I kept going in spite of the pain that I was enduring at the present time. So my goal then that I realized, I said, okay, I'm able to help business owners get everything they need so that they can start scaling and grow their businesses. We have to keep going with this. So year one, you went to year two. Now we're at year 10. Now we're launching globally. We've been in Texas, hosted this event. We've hosted in my hometown. And now we have a partner program. We have a leadership, national and regional leadership. So we are full steam ahead. So that's a little bit about the beginning of how the UE seminar started.
That's amazing. You pressed through your pain to fulfill the assignment that God had given you. You could have used it as
Absolutely.
an excuse. And for
Hmm.
1 second, you almost did. But God was like, let's get this together. I got a greater purpose for what I need you to do. I love that. I love to hear the foundation of how it was built. It was built off pain, push through purpose, push through pain. There we go. And the fact that you have affected so many women lives, and you still are, you 13 years in, 10 conferences in,
Oof.
that's amazing. I call this K math. That's like 23 years. 10 and 13, that's like 23 years of influence. Y'all don't tell my math teacher. That's how I just do math. But what ultimately made you want to start the seminar? Because it seemed like you were doing well.
So actually I was I had launched my business in, well, just a little backstory. I come from corporate America. I was at when the market crashed back when Citibank and City Financial and all of those different entities crashed. So I was working as a banker during that time, and so I lost my job and started my business. And I just knew that my first business was as a tax professional. So what I understood was when people came in, the first thing that they would always say, I have a business. I'm like, okay, great. But there was no business financials. There was no structure, no license, no nothing, no numbers, no P&Ls, no balance sheets, none of that. So nobody knew how to market. They just knew how to say, hey, I'm in business. Back then, we didn't even really indulge in social media. So, we was just really just people was just winging it. So I said, you know what? I need to create something to where people can come and get everything they need. So when they come in my tax office, I don't have to restructure their business in the middle of tax season. As a tax professional, that's your worst nightmare. Like, I don't have time to do this. So why not create a place to where they can come once a year, get the information that they need so that they can continue and really scale their business. But full transparency, I had no idea what I was doing when I set up the UE seminar. I'm still trying to remember like what made me say, okay, I'm gonna start an event and I'm gonna host it every year and people are gonna come. Crazy faith, right? But that's how God works. When you are a child of God, you have to go with the faith. You have to jump and build a parachute on the way down. You have to take the step when there is no step in front of you. That's entrepreneurship. Because if somebody tell you it's not, it's something different, they lying. So you have to make sure that you have a crazy level of faith backed by the word of God and the gift that he's giving and blessed your hands with. So that's how it started. And from there, it's just been year after year. We have people fly all over the country. One year we had like 19 states that flew in. We have multiple vendors. It's just been an amazing experience. And year after year, I personally take something different from the room each year.
You know, when you were talking, this dropped in my spirit. I believe entrepreneurs go through the Joseph test.
Come on now.
If you think about it, God gave him a dream when he was young, and then it's like once he opened his mouth and shared that dream, it's like everything, every event that happened to him after that pointed away from the dream instead of toward the dream, putting in a pit, being a slave, going to prison. But it all was a test for him to just hold on to his dreams and to believe, even when it looked impossible. Because if I'm in prison, I'm really thinking it's impossible for me. How can I be elevated? I'm at the lowest place I can be. So all entrepreneurs go through that testing. You went through that testing. They go through something that it's a crossroad. You can keep going with your business or you can just go back and be an employee. And with Joseph, Joseph could have went back to prison. You know, he could have just stayed in prison just where he was at. But when it was time for his elevation, it was time for his elevation. So I want to thank you so much for all the entrepreneurs that you have helped them when they were at a crossroad. You have guided them. And that's what we need as entrepreneurs because you out here doing it yourself. You figuring it out yourself. That's why I get kind of passionate when people criticize entrepreneurs. Oh, they got this raggedy flyer. Oh, they got this, that. My thing is they're doing. Some people don't do. They stop doing. They're trying. And elevation is going to come. I remember when I started, you know, how I have elevated. I look back at some of the stuff I did and I'm like, "Oh my God, really?" But I learned something during the process. So thank you. Thank you so much, Coach C. If you haven't figured out, Coach C is our main person that we're spotlighting tonight because she is affecting entrepreneurs all over the world. So, is this your first international conference seminar?
Actually, this is my second one. I did a retreat in Jamaica last year, and this year we're going to be in East Africa. So this is, you can say this is the inaugural one because we're actually branding it. We're hosting multiple events. I'm going to be there for probably around maybe 10 to 12 days. So it's definitely going to be an experience. It's going to be titled the UE Global Business Summit.
Okay. Okay. All right. You're global, truly double global since this is your second one. So thank you. Thank you so much. So we want to talk to Miss Chassidy, our tax lady, during April, almost tax deadline time, too, you know.
Oof.
But that tells you how much she got it together because she's here, y'all. She's not somewhere typing away on the computer, got her calculator, pens behind her ear. She got it together. So about what the tell us about your business and your experience with the UE seminar.
Yes, so I thank you for pointing out that on the outside I look like I'm keeping it all together in the name of Jesus. Okay. It's on the inside. Listen, it's a whole okay. Well, for me, I like to I like to say that for me when I came I guess into the UE world, so to speak, I was a baby business owner. I was a baby business owner. I was like a year and a few months into business when I came in contact with Charmaine. And that was actually through a different program that I had purchased to be a part of that a lot of people were a part of. And that person kept mentioning Charmaine's name. She just kept mentioning Charmaine and Charmaine. Y'all go follow Charmaine, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, let me see who this Charmaine person is that she keeps talking about. So I went and I followed and like many people, I think like once you land on Charmaine's page, it's kind of hard to get off of it, I think. Like once you land, you landed, right? And then so everything that she was posting, sharing her story, at the time it was around like the COVID time, so a lot of things had gone on in Charmaine's life that she had been sharing. And I just became very inspired and drawn to it. And because I was a baby business owner, I was in the stage where I wanted to elevate in my business. I believed in my business. I knew I was more than just a tax professional in who I was. And so, and I knew for a fact that Charmaine was somebody who can help me get to the level that I wanted to get to in my business. And so, the first time that I ever became a vendor at any event was at the UE seminar, and that was the sixth one that I went to. And then from then on, when I say that, I don't know, I don't know. I feel like I don't know if this is cliche, but I feel like it was just magic in the room. I don't know if if it was God's favor or what, but I just feel like when I walked into the room, I just felt magical. Um, I don't know, I just felt magical. Like I tell people all the time, you wouldn't have known that I was a baby business owner. You wouldn't have known that I was, barely getting like my feet off the ground because I believed in what I had so much that I was going to carry myself as if I was already in the place that I wanted to be versus look, you know what I'm saying? Like versus looking like I wasn't there yet. Uh and so, but I don't know, my life forever changed walking into that room. I pitched my business and I won the pitch competition that year. And it just been up from there. Ever since then, everything from the UE seminar, that sixth one, it just kind of spread over into uh, just other areas in my life. And just, I don't know. Like I said, once you land, you just land. And I've been going to the seminar, every year since then. And, this will be my fifth year, this
So,
coming year.
so tell me one thing that the seminar has helped you with. I like what you said. You didn't show up where you were at. You show up where you wanted to be. I believe business owners got to have a vision beyond where they at for their life. You have to, or else you would just stop. That's what keep you going. But what's one thing you got from the seminar that has changed your business?
What keeps sticking out to me is a tagline that Charmaine, I don't even know if you say anymore, really, that much, but make your business better. Like that kind of sticks out to me. Like I wanted to make my business better without even having the language to say that. And that's what stuck out to me. Being a part literally has made my business so much better. And so, yeah, that's what I would say.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Miss Chastity. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for the nuggets that you dropped, the encouragement and the flowers, the rose that you threw over to Miss Charmaine. Coach C, thank you so much.
Whew.
All right. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take a break. 1 minute break. I'm gonna let Coach C take over my show. So for 60 seconds, she can say anything that she wants to say. So, Coach C, go ahead and give us 60 seconds or whatever you want to tell us.
Thank you so much. I just want to say that impact is not one lane. Impact is multi-lane. It goes both ways. And the fact that one person that God has filled with so much impact has been able to make a massive impact to all of these ladies here truly blesses my soul. So just thank you guys so much. And I want to say that if you are a business owner that struggles, that goes through, that needs just a line of support, the UE tribe is open for you. So make sure you're following all platforms, The Ultimate Entrepreneur, Charmaine Stephens, and our website, charmainestephens.com. So make sure you come back and stay tuned so you can find out how we can make your business better.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. So I'm checking our social media while you talk. So we got Wanda out there. She said, "Hey ladies, how you doing?" We got okay, y'all. Let me try this. Violetta Jeffrey, Miss Jeffrey. We got Miss Jeffrey out there. She said, "Hey ladies." We got Miss Charlene's giving us a greetings. Wanda is in our chat, y'all. She said, "This is amazing message here." And we got Ty watching, and we got a few other people that's out there watching. But I just wanted to review some of the comments that you got out there. These ladies are listening to you. These ladies are being affected by you. And we just thank you all for being transparent and also sharing from your heart because I understand as a business owner how important community is. It's all about community. It's all about who you're connected to and who you're connecting with. And I can tell that Coach C is a good connection. If you don't make her conference, at least support her some kind of way. Do you stream it?
No, it's not streamed, and I'm glad that you said that. Every now and again, we often get that, but nothing matches being in the room. There's no comparison. You can't stream the level of impact that happens in that room.
Oh wow. I love that. I love that. You're right. There's something about showing up live, getting that connection that you need. So, all right, this is the second part of our show. I want to thank Coach C for those wonderful inspirational words, 1 minute. I want to thank Natasha and Chassidy for sharing. And so now we're going to talk to Miss Charmaine one more time. She told us a little bit about her background and why she passionately help entrepreneurs. But could you give entrepreneurs some tips that you think all entrepreneurs need to know? Some foundational tips?
So here's what I would say. Before you can even get to the foundation, to the business license, your mindset has to be positioned to be an entrepreneur. Mindset is everything in business, and understand that how to overcome adversity while operating a business. For myself, I've been through my share of adversity, but what I understand is that when your calling is higher, when God is elevating you, you will go through. But it's not how you go through, it's how you grow through it. So my advice to any entrepreneur that's out there starting, always remember that if God brought you to it, He'll be able to take you through it. But it's important to open your ear gates and be able to hear what it is that He's saying to you in this season of the foundation. I often tell people, when you're building a business, think of it when they are out there and they're planning the foundation of the road. So you see this big huge truck that rolls back and forth, and I don't know if you ever pay attention to it. They go for hours on end rolling back and forth and back and forth, but what they understand is that is a foundation. That foundation can't have any cracks in it. If you have cracks in your foundation, guess what's going to happen? Weeds are going to come through. Your foundation is everything. It is built from the mindset. So once you get that mindset ready, that mindset condition. So, for example, for me, I buried a daughter went through the pandemic, buried a daughter. Then 2.5 years later, buried my mother. My daughter was 3 weeks old. I had her, gave birth to her, and I had to bury her. Then I had to go turn around 2.5 years later, bury my mother. I could have gave up. I could have thrown in the towel, but I went back to the foundation. I went back to the why. I went back to why I started. And I asked God, I said, okay, God, continue to keep me as I elevate, as I grow, as you help me continue to do my purpose. So business owners, if you're getting in business just to make money, do me a favor, don't bother. Get in here because your purpose will outweigh the money you're paying on social media. So if I could give a business owner that's just starting out one piece of advice, build your mindset and understand that your foundation is key to ultimate success.
That's very good advice. Thank you. Thank you, Coach C. Thank you so much. All right. We got Miss Erica. Erica, I want you to talk to us about what you do. You gave us a little snippet, but tell us about your business and how UE has impacted your business mindset.
Sure. So, Global Profit Solutions is the business where we help you keep more of the money that you make. A lot of times, entrepreneurs, we're out here, we're making money, we're getting to it. But unfortunately, we're not keeping as much as we could. And so we are sharing ourselves with the world in the sense that we are giving our talents and our time to our businesses. But the checks aren't making the same impact in our homes. And so I decided that I wanted to change that, because if it's not about the money, right? We wanna, run our business and run it effectively. But to be quite honest, we still have a responsibility to our family. When we share our time, we still have a responsibility to our family to be able to provide for them and provide for them well. So we make sure that your business pays you well for your actual life, not just the life that you live inside your business. So that's what we do at Global Profit Solutions. But as far as UE is concerned, from a mindset perspective, my mindset shifted a lot when I came through the UE system. And the thing is, I've been here for a very long time, Charmaine. I feel like maybe one of the oldest, if not the, right? But it shifted from focusing on vanity and what vanity metrics were. Um, because a lot of entrepreneurs deal with vanity metrics because that's what's being taught unfortunately is being taught a lot of times in the entrepreneur space, but also fast and immediate growth. Like you got to go 0 to 1,000 real quick instead of focusing on leadership. And so I think for me, UE has put me in a place where my mindset changed to really focusing on that foundation, focusing on leadership, building a strong business, like from the foundation. Is so funny because when I was listening to Charmaine, I was like, literally, she's that's exactly what that moment was for me. And focusing on the building that foundation properly and then building the leadership on top of it. And that has done wonders for my business. I actually came to Charmaine through a friend of a friend, and I got into this space, and I actually did not have a ticket. The tickets were sold out, so don't let that happen to you, is all I'm saying. But tickets were sold out, so I decided to sponsor because I had to be in the room. And she's exactly right. There is nothing like being in this space, the camaraderie, the relationships, um, everything that gets built in this room. And Charmaine genuinely cares about people, and she's not going to let you leave that room without, being having your things all together. So I'm super excited about that. And so that's my UE story.
When you talked about being in the room, a lot of people talk about when we or women get together, how we kind of can have that jealousy, that division, and whatever. I believe that the person that's the head of that room sets the whole atmosphere of that room. When you walk in there, the expectations that they have, and you respect that person that opened that room for you, so you already know, hey, I have to conduct myself at a certain level. And I can see her bringing people up to her level. She's not stooping down to theirs. She has a guide. I call it my guide level only. I call it glow. She has a guide level only, mean this is my level, and I'm teaching women how to step up to that level. And I love how we talked about the foundation. How you build your business is very important. I mean, when I tell you I have been on a lot of platforms, observed and saw a lot of things, and I see how people have a platform and people get on there and disrespect them. I know when I get on a person platform, their expectations. I know if they're Christian. I know I can't get over there, get on their platform and not act like I've never even heard of God, But I noticed that when people get higher up and start making that money, I don't know if y'all noticing this out there in the network, they feel like they have an entitlement to say and do whatever they want to do. And it's a level of disrespect. It's like I'm making the money, so I can say and do whatever I want to do. But people got to remember, just like you made the money today, God can require of every single penny of it up tomorrow. So we got to be careful that we don't get prideful when we get high. But I understand about being in the room with Coach C. Coach C room don't operate like that. Coach C room who is going to elevate you. It's just what you need for your business. Sometimes you like, I need that connection. It's not that idea, it's not that product. It's usually the connection that you need. Because there's people out here with terrible products, can't really speak that well, but they're making millions of dollars because of who they connected to. So I'm here to tell you that was a small little commercial for Coach C. She's the person you need to connect with. Start with her social media, connect with her in that way. So thank you, Miss Erica. And thank you for helping us as business owners keep more money in our pockets. Because at this season and under certain leadership, we need to know how to keep more of our money in our pockets. So thank you. Thank you so much. All right, we got Miss Eureka in the house. Honey, you certainly are not last. We saved you because you are the best. So tell us about your business and how Charmaine has affected your business, how she has next leveled up your business.
So I would definitely say thank you for having me here. But I would say Coach C, I'm the introvert of the group. So that's one thing that she has really been pushing me on. I don't tend to do a lot of speaking. I don't tend to do a lot of showing up on social media with all my things. So I would say one thing she definitely helped me with is being confident in who I really am. And she saw something in me that I know it's in me, but sometimes it's hard to pull it out. You know, you don't want to show up as, this person, I guess. I don't know what word I want to say, but this person. But she always encourages me to be me, be my authentic self, and be don't mind popping my collar. But I'm still working on that, Coach C. I'm still working on it. So a quick story. I met Coach C. First, I started following her on social media. Like Chassidy say, once you come in, you just locked in. And then I joined her. She had this month-to-month challenge. I think it was like 7 or 8 months. But I think like month number 3, I would go on a call every month, and she was like, "Oh, you need to do a one-on-one with me. We need to go one-on-one." I said, "Yeah, we do. So I got on the one-on-one. The one-on-one turned to, "Oh, we finna get you together." So we did a mentorship. And then from there, we got the mentorship. She was like, "Oh, you finna be a sponsor to the UE." Ma'am, say what, ma'am? I'm gonna be honest. She said, "You're gonna be a sponsor, and that means you gotta speak." Say what, ma'am? I'm just being honest. And she left because she know what I was saying. So I'm like, okay. So it went from there, and then it went to being a partner. So I would definitely say she definitely shifted my mindset. She definitely stretched me. She definitely challenges me. She definitely put me in rooms, proximity. It helped me elevate my business, the foundation parts. Like Eureika said, she really has helped me with that. Now we're still working on, coming on social media. But she has definitely been pivotal in my life, in my business. So I help people with the financial, getting funded for their business. And I remember, I think it was what, 2-3 weeks ago, I told Coach C about my story, my how I kind of got in the financial literacy era. Because I've been in it now for probably over 15 years, to be honest. Because to be honest, I was my first client. But a lot of people don't know I was my first client because I got to financial situations many, many years ago that I had kind of get myself up out of. So to be honest, I never want to start a business. I was just helping people. If you needed it, I just help you. But God, I know I need you to help people. I need you to help these women get financially free. I need you to help these women fund their businesses. Because a lot of people have these big ideas, these big visions, but a lot of times we're like, oh, I don't know how to fund it. They depleting their savings account, they depleting their 401ks, they depleting their bank accounts, they robbing Peter to pay Paul, and some people still robbing Peter too at the same time, just to fund these businesses. But God said there's other ways. So I'm here to help you keep your personal funds in your bank account and teach you how to get to the bank and how to leverage that funding to turn it into income-generating assets in your business. So I would definitely say UE has definitely been a pivotal in my life. Coming to the seminar, that was my first time vending. That was my first time speaking into a room that big. That's probably my largest audience that I've had. Speaking. So she's definitely been impactful and pivotal in my business, not on my business, I'll say in my life. One thing I say about Coach C, it ain't always like Dr. Natasha said, it ain't always about the money for her. It's like we finna help you get to the next level. And like she told me too, you need strategy. You need strategy in your business. Because I had several coaches before too, which like you need strategy in your business. So I'm gonna help you get strategy in your business and help you get the foundational pieces of your business. So she's been definitely pivotal in my life. I can't thank her enough for what she has pulled out of me, what she's seen in me. Sometimes I may not see it in myself, but she's definitely seen some things in me, and I'm just grateful for it. And I thank her for helping me to get to where I'm at now. Now I know I'm doing a lot of talking, so you probably say, I don't say she's an introvert, but go tell the Lord thank you. Tell the Lord thank you. So I'm just grateful and thankful. And then too, I say this. So many people don't know, in college I had a business, but it was a hustle. I used to do nails in college. So I had entrepreneur in me for a minute, but I didn't have the foundation for a business. So a few years ago, Lord, I need you to start this business. I didn't want to. I didn't want to help people, but I didn't really want to start a business. But sometimes it's bigger than you. It's an assignment sometimes. And I'm on assignment. So it's bigger than me. It's an assignment.
Now, you were talking about helping people get funding for their
Yes, ma'am.
business. Is it through the banks or is it through grants?
It can be both. It's lenders, through banks. It can be that you try to get angel investors. It can be different ways to get funding. And also
Okay.
too, I invest in real estate as well too. So I use funding to do that as well too.
Okay. I think that's the issue that most people have in their business is their cash flow.
Yes, ma'am.
Because usually your cash flow comes from what you make as an entrepreneur. I remember doing my taxes at time and I'm like, I would be so much better if I didn't have a business because all this percentage of money is coming out of this is my paycheck that I'm putting over to a business. And I remember asking God, like, why am I doing this? This is really taken away from the lifestyle that I could live. But I think when you're an entrepreneur, you understand that this is a calling. And
It
when you
is.
look at the instances in the Bible of entrepreneurship, God said we'll rule over cities, how the poor man has no voice. So we become entrepreneurs because we are a voice. If you think about it, entrepreneurs run this world. I mean, politicians, they bend to whoever give them the most money for their campaign. And who funds the politicians? Entrepreneurs does, so when you start to look at it, you start to see how much influence a business owner have. We're looking at the politicians, but we don't look at the back end of it. The business owner, they're really doing that because a business owner, like, hey, I'll give you $30 million if you make this law pass. So thank you so much, Eureka. We definitely need you. So make sure y'all connect with her. Make sure. Can you give us your website one more time?
www.ceostyle.com.
Okay. All right. Okay. So y'all, this went really fast. This went really fast for me interviewing each one of y'all. So, I'll keep calling you Dr. Coach C. Anything you want to say now that you heard what everybody had to say?
Uh, it's not often that I'm speechless. It's not often that I'm speechless, and these ladies can attest to this. But I am. So in full transparency, this is actually I am in the week of the death anniversary of my daughter's passing. My daughter passed on April 4th, 2020. And so this has been a interesting emotionally wise week for me. I've been navigating what that looks like and the emotions that goes with a mother burying a child, and still just showing up and just trying to show up and still stay focused and to just hear the words, hear the flowers, hear the fruits of the labor that you have done. And a lot of times we labor, and in full transparency, we think that it's in vain, or we think that some days, where is all of this going to? Or what's gonna end, or what's gonna become of this? But when you hear very established, very successful, very anointed women say, hey, you've made an impact in my life, that speaks volumes. So it says the pain was worth it. You endured, but there's a greater calling, there's a greater purpose. It's almost as like I can remember we just went through Holy Week, and you remember when Jesus was in the Garden of Gethsemane, and he said, "If this cup will pass me, please let it pass." But then he had to come to the conclusion that the cup wasn't going to pass, and then when he said, "However, not my will, but your will be done." So for me, it's no matter what I go through, no matter how many hurdles I have to jump, God is your will. And I know that every time I show up and say, God is your will, I know that the people will be blessed. And I know that the anointing will be fulfilled. And I know that people will be set free. And I know chains will be broken, because what we understand is when you have a gift, when God blesses your hands with a gift, then He knows that the breakthrough from someone else is tied directly to the gift that we have to execute. So the fact that no matter what we go through, we still have to show up. And that's what I'm doing. I'm showing up in spite of, no matter how I feel, no matter what's going on, I'm showing up. So in this moment, it's to encourage anybody that's listening. Show up no matter what it looks like, no matter how you feel, no matter what you're going through, show up. It's not going to always be a smooth road, but I promise you the journey will be worth it, because when you hear, it's not glorifying me, this is glory unto God, because these women are tapping into the anointing that God has placed in my life. And we all know that ultimately from the anointing, God gets the glory. So the fact that each of them have been impacted in some way, I know that my purpose is being fulfilled. So very emotional right now, and I'm trying not to cry because I am an emotional person already. So this week is just making it 10 times worse. But I'm thankful, I'm appreciative, because these are some powerhouses that have partnered with me. And you don't take it lightly when people say, hey, I'm going to partner with the vision that God gave you. It's not my vision, but it's the vision that God gave me. So I'm going to come into one accord with you. And not only am I going to do that, but I'm going to show up and I'm going to girdle you up. So that way, when you are going through, hey, I've got 4 powerful women literally right there catching me if I fall or if I slip. Because let me just back. I ain't going to fall because God's not going to let me. But just in case I slip, I might slide, but I ain't going to fall. But if I slip and I slide, one of these ladies are right there to catch me. So that's beauty in that. And I know this ain't a church service, but y'all, I'm gonna tell you that there's an anointing that's on this call right now, that even if you are listening, even if you are viewing, you need to tap into this, because whew, the power of God is on this call. And knowing that you may have something that you don't believe in yourself enough to know that it may not work, it will work. You have to believe in it. And not only believe in it, you have to speak it out. You have to write it down, because once you speak it out, once you go into what God has given you, the people will come. You got to build it. God has planted the seed in you. You got to water that thing so that it'll grow. And then the people that will be there to tap into the gift that you have, they'll be there. I had no idea that I would be speaking to hundreds, and now we're at thousands over the last 10 years. And it all started with 27 people. But I had to keep going. So I say to you, if you're listening to this, keep going, keep pressing, keep pushing, no matter how it looks, no matter what it feels like, no matter what the bank account looks like, because in full transparency, all my life hasn't been peaches and cream. I've lost a house, I've lost cars, I've lost children. I've been through the storm and the rain, but God never ever let me fail. So if I can do it, so can you. Just stay the course, stay focused, and just remember that if he blessed your hands, you have the authority in you to execute it. And I'm gonna leave it right there, because this thing won't let me go. But I'm gonna leave it right there. Oh Lord.
That was powerful.
Mm.
Anybody have any quick comments before we have Coach C close out? That wasn't the closeout, y'all. That wasn't the closeout. But thank you. I'm so glad that we can encourage you this week. God ordained for you to be on the show this week because He knew you needed this. And just like you've spoken into the lives of so many women and business owners, God wanted to use this call to speak back into your life and to let you know that you overriding your pain to do his will, he hasn't forgotten about it. And he was not going to let you go without you getting your flowers this week. Dr. Natasha, would you like to say anything before Coach C gives us a closeout?
This is just beautiful. It's beautiful to watch. It's beautiful to be a part of. Um, when five Black women can come together on one accord, work together flawlessly, right? There's no tantrums, there's no this, there's no that. We all come together as one, and it's just been a beautiful partnership. Working with Coach C, she, on the opposite side of everything that she does, right? She also has created space for us to impart our opinion, provide recommendations. So it's not just her there cracking the whip. She has curated a space for us to lead and to grow. And so I'm just grateful. I'm grateful to have each and every one of these women in my circle. I've learned something from every one of them. And God will align you with your people. You just gotta look for them, and you gotta have the faith and the strength to take the leap.
Amen. Amen. So, Coach C, thank you, Dr. Natasha. Thank you for reaching out to me too, to have these ladies on here. These are incredible ladies. I thank God that I've connected with y'all. Y'all have encouraged me on tonight. One day, well, one day I'll share my story with y'all, but I want to thank y'all for tonight because I'm quite sure I'm not the only person that was encouraged tonight. That where you might have been like, "Oh, I don't know if I can keep going." You all have encouraged us to keep going. And when I say y'all are phenomenal, y'all might not know this, but when you get to a certain level in entrepreneurship, there's a certain polish about you. There's a certain way that you speak that people know your business is in you. And I heard that from each and every one of you ladies tonight. So, Miss Charmaine, we're going to have you close out, but let me get ready to share my screen right here. And so, audience, if you have not shared, you still got time to share. This might be the end, but they be able to see the replay. And so I'm going to share the screen. And what I want you to do, all the ladies' contact information are on these slides, and you just screenshot it. Let's work together. Just screenshot because I really want you to connect with them on social media. I really want you to reach out to them because they're going somewhere. You really need to be in this seminar. You really do because you can see if you heard how these ladies introduced themselves, if you see how they showed up on Zoom, and you see how they supported Coach C, that lets you know that she has taken them to another level. So, Coach C, I'm going to give you the opportunity to close us out, and you can go right ahead, ma'am.
Okay, so thank you so much for those of you that have joined us tonight. And before I leave, I want to take a moment to pour back into the founder of this podcast. Um, I couldn't help but look up the term Ruby. And although what I got out of it when I looked at the definition, and although it says, and I'll read it, it says a deep red gemstone variety of mineral. And then also says renowned for its hardness. But what I want to speak to you and say, first of all, there is an outer shell that's there. But once you break through that shell, there's an amazing, a powerful, anointed woman. And I noticed something else that you said tonight that I don't ever want you to say again. You're not little, you're not least, you're above, you're the first. You are set apart. And there may be an instance to where you even have a glimpse of that. Literally send that back because you're taking ownership of something that does not even belong to you. This podcast, this foundation that you're building is going to be globally, and it's going to have a global impact, and it's going to have people that are being poured into that need exactly what you have to offer. So you are the standard. Let me say that to you tonight. You are the standard. And so I just wanted to make sure that I took a moment to pour back into you guys. So thank you so much for allowing us on your platform. Yes, you can find us find me everywhere. So Charmaine Stephens, the ultimate entrepreneur. And let me just say to those of you that are on here that may be discouraged or may be going through right now, remember that it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Show up, stay consistent, and always remember, no matter what, no matter how cliche it may sound, no matter how unpopular it is, always be bold about the God that you serve, because as long as you're bold and put him first, he will always be bold and put you first in every single thing that you do. Your hands, that everything that it touch, God will always bless it. God will always elevate it, and God will always keep you. So again, thank you so much for such an amazing time tonight, and I feel absolutely great. So thank you so much.
You are so welcome. Y'all take pictures of these slides, right? I did a little work on these slides now, y'all. Right? I believe that's our last slide.
I know y'all who watched that and heard Coach C speak felt something. And if you didn't, you might need to do some self reflection. Okay? Get in the room. Get in the room.
Absolutely. So, ladies, I want to thank you for being part of the podcast tonight. We come to the end of the podcast. This has been totally amazing, powerful. Thank you, Coach C, for that word. I really needed that word of encouragement. So, I want to thank everybody that was watching tonight. I want you to know I'll be back next Tuesday, same time, 8:30 p.m. Your favorite Ruby girl will be in the house. So make sure you tune in. If you have not booked, please book for the Ruby Girl Talk Show. podcast. I really want you to be on here so your story can be shared and so that you can get exposure out there. People need to hear what women, they need to see what women are doing, and they need to connect together. This is a season of collaboration because God is opening doors for us as business owners. We've been building a foundation. So now the skyscraper is built. Now it's time for us to go in and partake of the harvest, the seeds that we have been planting. So I want y'all all to stick with God. If nothing else, stick with God and know that God is going to bless you by your connection that you have with Coach C. And thank you for what you're doing, Coach C. You are changing lives and you're impacting generations. So, all right, y'all, this is your favorite Ruby Girl signing off Facebook. I will see y'all next week. So, good night, everybody on Facebook.
Good night, everybody.